Good evening and welcome. Or if you're watching later, good morning or good afternoon. I'm Dr. Jennifer Jackson. I am the very proud principal of Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, and welcome to our second ever online open house. And as you can see, we are not open and we are literally in my house. But nevertheless, I am so excited to get to share this evening with you to talk about what I call the little gem of the Fort Worth arts community, and that is the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, or as we all lovingly call it, FWAFA. And to get our night started, to get it kicked off, I would like to introduce to you our fearless leader. Although he has not been with us for too long, only a few months now, he has breathed new life and enthusiasm into our organization. He is a former Houston Boys Choir boy, and he is super smart. And the sky is the limit under his leadership. So I would like to introduce to you Mr. Paul Gravely.
Dr. Jackson, thank you so much. I too am from my house. You probably hear my dog or my boys running around. It is this COVID world. We find new ways to do incredible things. And that's exactly what's also happening at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. Even in these crazy times when we are doing virtual performances, which I hope you saw, the last 3 or so virtual performances that we've done have been absolutely incredible. The Singing Girls of Texas, the Texas Boy Choir, the Academy Dance Company, the musical theater department, those virtual performances have been unbelievable. I digress a little bit, but I want you to know that the work that's being done at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, both academically and in the arts, is unparalleled in our community. If you want an incredible education from 3rd grade through 12th grade, if you want an opportunity to both appreciate and become and learn from the best of the best in the arts or in the academics, then Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts is the place for you to do that. We have an incredible principal in Dr. Jackson. She has a history of leadership that has been won over again and again and again, award after award, just like Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. It's like they're the perfect match. And we hope that you will apply, that you will join in the opportunities that present themselves, because ultimately the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts is a wonderful, wonderful place. A little bit about TCAA very quickly. The Texas Center for Arts and Academic is the overarching nonprofit that holds the charter for the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. It also holds the charter for the Texas School of the Arts, which is a full elementary school, K through 5. So if you have an elementary student, you may look there. But tonight, we are focused on Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, 3rd grade through 12th grade. And I can't wait for you to see all the great things that Dr. Jackson's going to show you about the campus and the quality of things that happened there tonight. Dr. Jackson, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gravely. So here is kind of the rundown of the evening. So in just a moment, I'm going to send us off to a video that's going to give us the details about all the different arts areas that we have, as well as the fine arts areas. And then I'm going to share a little bit about our schedule and the kinds of classes that we offer. And then we have a second video where you get a sneak peek into our campus, like what it looks like in our classrooms, what our bustling, busy hallways look like, and what our fine art spaces look like. And then we'll wrap up the evening with some questions and some answers from you guys. So before we start the video, I'd like to just provide an overview of the school. As Mr. Gravely said, we are grades 3 through 12, and we have 4 fine arts concentrations. They are choral music, dance, theater, and visual arts. I have to brag on us a little bit because we have won some awards this year. We're ranked number 4 of best school districts in Tarrant County. We're ranked number 6 best high schools for the arts in Texas. And we also received the College Success Award by greatschools.org, and we were awarded that in 2019 and 2020. I'm especially proud of that award because what it means is that our students not only get into colleges, but they do well in college. It tracks how it tracks the first and second year that our graduates are in college and how well they're doing. So it's a testament to not only our fine arts, but to our academics. So I'm super proud about that one. So we are like a big school, but we're 3 little schools in one. In our elementary grades 3 through 6, we have about 275 students. In grades 7 and 8, we have 150. And then in our high school, grades 9 through 12, we have about 200. We have a 100% graduation rate. We have a 96% attendance rate. Our kids like to come to school. And then we're rated by the Texas Education Agency. Our elementary school is rated a high B and our high school is rated a high A. So that's exciting stuff. So right now, let's take it away and let's go to our first video.
Hello, I'm so glad you guys are watching tonight. I'm Dr. Jennifer Jackson. I'm the very proud principal at the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. At the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, we serve grades 3 through 12, and we offer 4 fine arts areas. We have clusters in choral music, visual arts, dance, and theater. One of the things that I am most proud about at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts is not only our exemplary fine arts program, but our amazing and rigorous academics program. Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts is brimming with energy. And anytime during the day, you might hear students singing, or you might see dancing, or students creating or acting out a scene. It's always really fun to be able to walk through the halls and to see what is happening. Our academics are arts-based or arts-centered. They're always bringing in elements of the arts into the academics, and then our fine arts speak for themselves. I can't wait for you to get to know all of our teachers better, and I'm going to pass the baton to them so that they can share more about their fine arts programs.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jonathan Ledger, and I am the Artistic Director of the Texas Boys Choir. The Texas Boys Choir encompasses 3 different auditioned ensembles. TBC Training Choir is for students in grades 3 through 4. Young Men's Ensemble is for students in upper middle school and lower high school whose voices have just changed or their voices in the process of changing. And then our premier ensemble in the Texas Boys Choir is our Tour Choir, which consists of students in grades 5 through 12. TBC is very special because there's a lot of mentorship that occurs in our ensemble, both from me, the artistic director, our associate artistic director, Miss Kara Simmons, and the older boys in the choir. It's a very nurturing environment where we can really help build the foundation and a love of choral singing in the younger boys so that it's with them and that it matures and grows as they continue through TBC throughout the years. We have a lot of performance opportunities in the Texas Boys Choir. We typically have about 60 to 80 performances throughout the year. We perform on campus, off campus, in churches. We perform at a lot of weddings. We tour regionally, nationally, and internationally. And so it's a wonderful opportunity if you have a love of choral singing and you want to sing in a professional world-class boys choir that sings all over the country and all over the world. I'm proud to work at FWAFA because we have a faculty that's very passionate about what they do, both in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Our fine arts teachers are very talented and gifted in their own areas, and we really provide an environment that provides very high-level training for students at this age. We also have a wonderful academic faculty, and we both strive to reinforce what the other is teaching in their classroom, and so I think that makes this a very, very special and unique environment akin to a liberal arts education at the elementary, middle, and high school levels.
My name is Kara Simmons, and I am the Artistic Director of the Singing Girls of Texas, also known as SGT. I teach the 7th and 8th grade SGT Training Choir, SGT Young Women's Ensemble, which is 9th through 12th grade young ladies, as well as the SGT Touring Choir, which is 9th through 12th grade ladies as well. In addition to that, I also co-teach Academy Singers, which is a 9th through 12th grade mixed ensemble with the TBC Artistic Director, Dr. Ledger. And after school, I teach Community Girls Choir, which is open to kindergarten through 6th grade on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The choral department at FWAFA is unique because we not only adhere to the TEKS art standards for Texas, but we also adhere to the National Core Art Standards and go above and beyond that. We not only teach them the core standards of music, but we also teach them about vocal pedagogy, so the science of singing, diction, so that they can sing in all different kinds of languages, and we teach them music history so that they can have cultural context and historical context to the pieces that they sing. Not only do we teach them all of these incredible music and artistic skills, but we also teach them how to be excellent human beings by fostering an environment of inclusion and family. All of our students feel safe and comfortable in the choir room and are free to express themselves artistically and emotionally.
Hi, I'm Jackson Hill, and I'm the Elementary Choir Director here at FWAFA, as well as the Artistic Director for the Children's Choir of Texas. So in my program, we teach all of the elementary students here at FWAFA, grades 3rd through 6th, music every single day. And we have kids from a wide variety of skill levels. We have students who come to our class that have never studied music before in their life and don't know anything about it, as well as students who are really advanced and have years of private lessons and training. For our students who are especially passionate or driven to pursue music, we have a group called the Children's Choir of Texas, or CCT for short. This is the only auditioned elementary choir ensemble in my program, and each year we have around 40 5th and 6th graders that are a really special performing group. They're able to travel throughout the Metroplex, and even sometimes statewide or regional, to perform for music conferences, collaborate with university choirs, or community groups. We try to make our classes as student-centered and student-driven as possible. Our main goal is to create independent, intelligent, thoughtful musicians that are capable of learning on their own ultimately. So at all points in time, we're trying to figure out ways to engage students and have as much responsibility for their learning and investment be placed upon them as we can. We develop literacy in music reading, try to develop their understanding of music history, music theory, as well as develop their performing skills as both an individual and as a member of a bigger ensemble.
Hi, my name is Krista Langford, and I am the department chair of the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts Department of Dance, where I teach middle school and high school dance, and I also direct the Academy Dance Company and the Academy Dance Company trainees. At FWAFA, all elementary students take dance, and they are in their dance class every other day, where they study ballet and jazz. We really focus on allowing them to learn how to dance safely in an anatomically safe way. We want our dancers to be really safe in all of the training that they're getting. We also introduce some dance-related studies, including dance history, and even some choreography and improvisation for our elementary dancers. At the middle and high school level, we add in modern dance in addition to their ballet and jazz studies. We also include additional dance-related studies, including choreography and improvisation and dance history and cultural dance and lots of other things. We offer at the middle school level a dance ensemble course called Academy Dance Company Trainees. At the high school level, we have a similar course, Academy Dance Company. Those companies get to perform outside of school, lots of community performances, and they get lots of different pre-professional dance experiences. At the high school level, we also have electives like dance composition, where we study and focus only on choreography. We also have our point class for our advanced ballet students. There's a lot that makes FWAFA dance unique. I think one of the biggest things that sets us apart is that we have a real emphasis on creating student choreographers and giving them opportunities. Every year, our school year begins our performance season with our student choreography concert. So all of our students are eligible to audition and create their own dances. And we have student directors that set up the whole show. They audition the groups. We have student tech crews. It's a really unique experience that I definitely would have loved to have as a high school dancer.
Hello, I'm Dr. McCartney, and I'm the chair of the Visual Art Department at FWAFA, and I've been here for 4 years. As chair of the department, I get to be involved with all of our art students, ages 3rd grade through 12th grade, and this year I'm actually getting to teach high school art appreciation in addition to teaching elementary classes. We have a great team of 4 art teachers that help to provide a variety of different classes based on media and age. Our students get to really delve deep from the time that they're young, starting at 3rd grade, where they begin to learn technical skills and processes using lots of different types of materials and media, working on those fundamental drawing and painting skills and learning how to render form and render natural realistic drawings, observational drawings, and then we begin to build on skills with printmaking and ceramics and sculpture. We do some photography, we do mixed media projects, and those skills just are layered and layered and layered all the way up through the 12th grade as our students become more rigorous and serious about majoring in the visual arts. Unlike a traditional ISD where a student might only go to art class for 20 or 30 minutes a week, at FWAFA our students get to go to art in the elementary classes every other day for an hour, and for middle school and high school they get to be in classes for 100 minutes every other day. So that makes it a really precious space to really work on your technical skills and really to work through creative problem solving and to come up with creative solutions to challenges and to really put together a portfolio that's of the highest quality by the time our students graduate. In fact, some of our juniors and seniors are able to take only some basics by the end of their junior and senior years to where they're able to have 2 to 3 art classes a day, which is just unheard of. So it makes it a really special part of our commitment to excellence at FWAFA. For me, one of the things that makes me most proud to work at FWAFA is that I get to see children become excited about the visual arts, and I get to see kids who show up on the first day of school saying that they can't draw or they don't know how to do it, and that by the even by Christmas break that we are high-fiving and doing dance parties as they learn new skills and feel such great pride in the work that they're creating and the fact that they've been able to discover things in themselves that they didn't know were there, and that one of the great joys is bringing out the artist in all of my kids, especially at that elementary level where it's all very new and exciting, and getting to be the person to share the history of artists that I love dearly and that I think are so important to the study and the celebration of our shared humanity, art from around the world, and getting to ask big, tough, difficult questions about what students see and what does it mean and how does it connect or tell them something about their own lives. And then seeing kids actually give visual form to their ideas and to come up with things that art is the only way they know how to say it. That's pretty powerful stuff, and it's special every day.
Hi, my name is Lindy Davis, and I am the chair of our theater department here at FWAFA. I oversee all of the theater department, but I also teach high school theater, which is freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And I'm very excited that I get to teach our advanced acting class, which is seniors. So I'd love to tell you just a little bit about what our theater department looks like for our elementary, our middle school, and our high school. For elementary, it's so exciting because we ask all of our elementary kids to experience a little bit of all of the arts, whether that's the area they auditioned in or not. So all of our elementary students get to take a theater class, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, which is great. And then in middle school, we do have 7th and 8th grade theater, and I'm excited to say that starting this year, there is also a tech option, a theater tech option for our middle schoolers in 8th grade. So if they're interested in tech theater, they don't have to wait till high school, and I think that's really exciting. Musical theater also starts in middle school, and we do have 2 musical theater classes for middle schoolers right now. Then in high school, things really start to branch and spread out so that students can really think, if theater is their path, what part of theater do they want to go into? Are they interested in acting or performing, directing, in tech theater, whether it's costuming or props or lighting, sound design, set design, all of those things, or musical theater. So we do have those options for all high schoolers. They can start to specialize, and the older they get, the more they can specialize. I think there's a lot of reasons students should come here, and I think they're different for every student. I think for some students, it's truly just that they're passionate about some form of the arts, and they really want their daily education to involve that. And this is a place where you can do that. For some students, I think, it is because of the nature and the feeling of the school, that they are creative thinkers, whether it's in their fine arts classes, but also in their academic classes. And they need a place that understands creative thinkers, are creative thinkers in all of their classes, not just some of their classes. And so I think that that is an awesome reason to come to FWAFA, in that that is the nature of our school. It's not just in our fine arts classes that we think creatively, it's in all that we do. And so for those where their brains really focus in that direction, it's just a wonderful thing to come every day and feel like you fit in, and feel like you're welcome, and the way that you think is celebrated, not just tolerated.
Hi there, my name is Ben Phillips. I am the technical director at FWAFA, and so that means that I'm in charge of all of the technical aspects that go into a show, so scenery, lighting, sound, costumes, everything like that that isn't specifically acting. That's what we do in the tech theater department. And in our classwork at FWAFA, we have a couple of different levels of tech theater. So we have a middle school tech theater option, so kids in middle school can sort of get a taste of what tech theater is like and what they'll be doing in high school. And then once they get into high school, they can start with Tech Theater 1, which is sort of the introduction to the craft, talking about scenery, lighting, and sound mainly, and sort of what those areas entail, what designers do, what production people do to put up shows. And then they'll move into stagecraft class, which is really a practical, hands-on version of tech theater, where most of the skills that they'll be developing are in building sets and producing lights. So it's the technology-based portion of the tech program. And then they'll move on to advanced design, which is where students get the opportunity to design sets and design lights and sound and all of those things that go into producing a show and making the decisions of what's the set going to look like, what are the lights going to look like, what are we going to hear in the world of the play. And so those students will get the opportunity to really be a part of the shows that we do because of that artistic work that they're doing. I would say that the most rewarding part of working at FWAFA for me has been the engagement that we get from the students here. It's really unlike any place that I've experienced before, just how excited the kids are to come to class and to work on the shows that we produce and to be a part of the art that FWAFA produces. The dedication to the craft and the art from the kids at FWAFA is really something special.
Hello everyone, I am Shayna Ferraro, the Community Programs Director for Texas Center for Arts and Academics. I want to thank you for joining us for our open house event. I hope that you learned a lot and are excited about continuing your process for joining one of our charter schools. So we have a couple of next steps that are open to you. One option is our audition workshops. These are a great opportunity for you to go step by step through our online audition process. You're going to learn about how they schedule these auditions, what the instructional audition videos will include, how to find your preparation materials, how to create that video and get it uploaded and sent to us. Going through one of these audition workshops will make you feel confident that you know how to help your student go through that audition and get it submitted successfully. Another opportunity we have is our Friday campus tours. The groups are very small and limited, so we suggest you sign up as soon as possible, but it's a great way for you to come onto the campus and see our students in action. Both of these can be found on our website at artsacademics.org. When you go to the admissions tab, there'll be an opportunity to sign up for either an audition workshop or one of our Friday campus tours. The most important step is going to be getting your application in, which will be during our open enrollment period, which will run from January 13th until February 15th. Again, go to the website, go to the admissions tab, and you'll be able to find the application and get everything started. Once you submit it, that's when you get to meet one of my great friends, Miss Paula Fukuhara, and she is going to walk you through the whole audition and application process. So since she's going to be such an important part, I want you to go ahead and meet her now.
Hi everyone, my name is Paula Fukuhara and I'm the Fine Arts Administrative Assistant for Texas Center for Arts and Academics. I'm the person who will be receiving your applications and sending you schedules for your auditions during the admissions process. Like Ms. Ferraro said, audition workshops will be on January 16th. You can find more information at artsacademics.org/apply. I'd love to see you there.
Oh my gosh, let the sun shine in indeed. Don't we have amazing students? I just love seeing them in action, doing what they love. And I love in a global pandemic, seeing the arts prevail in a really safe way. So thanks for watching the video with me. Something that stands out to me from that video is how many times the word family is used. Something that I love about our school is it definitely has that small family feel, and we're able to really focus our attention on every single student. Another thing that stands out to me is the passion that our students and our teachers have for the arts. So many times I'll be outside and families will stop me at dismissal or arrival, or they'll send me an email and just tell me that they feel like their students have really found their tribe, like they have found a group of innovative thinkers where their creativity can really take flight. And I think that's something that's also just really awesome about our school. So before we start the next video, I want to take some time to explain to you what our schedule looks like and the kinds of classes that we offer. So I'm going to start with elementary school. So grades 3 through 6 are considered elementary at our school, and we have a longer school day. Our students arrive, our tardy bell rings at 8 o'clock. And then we dismiss at 3:45. So our elementary students, grade 3 through 6, they go to 3 fine arts a day. So every single day they go to choir. And then on alternating days, they either go to dance or PE, or they go to theater or art. So let's just take, for example, today. So today our third graders went to choir, they went to dance, and they went to theater. And then after that, they had lunch, and then they go to their academic classes. And they have their reading literacy block, they have their math block, and then they have their science and social studies block. Our students in elementary spend 2 hours and 5 minutes in fine arts. And then they have those long stretches of time for their academic classes. Then our middle school students, so let me back up before I go to middle school. I also want to talk a little bit about our literacy and our math, just what instruction looks like. We use a balanced literacy framework where students are reading and writing and listening and speaking all at the same time, where it's integrated. We also really focus on small group instruction and differentiated instruction, hands-on math, project-based, lots of things they can do where they can collaborate and talk to each other and have dialogue about what they're learning. So that's elementary. So then in middle school and high school, we're on a modified block schedule. So on Mondays, our students go to all 8 of their classes for about 49 minutes. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they go to their odd classes. So 1, 3, 5, and 7. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, they go to their even classes. So they go to 2, 4, 6, and 8. And our middle school are able to start kind of narrowing down their focus, where our elementary students are exposed to the wide variety of the arts. Our middle school students can choose 2 fine arts areas to start focusing on. In middle school, we offer theater and musical theater and technical theater and choir and dance and visual art. So there's lots of variety there for them to start really honing their skills and really finding their voice in their art. We offer 10 fine arts electives in middle school. And like elementary, our literacy block is built on novel reading and novel study, lots of integration of the different reading and writing and listening and speaking, and lots of hands-on project-based kind of learning. You'll see lots of collaboration when you're peeking into our classrooms. Then in high school, that's when students like really start kind of carving it down to where they're really finding themselves in their art. And we have 77 fine arts and elective classes for our high school students. They are also on the modified block schedule like middle school. All of our high school students graduate on the distinguished plan. Also, we all offer AP classes in all the different content areas in English and math and science and social studies. We offer AP classes in our visual arts, and we also offer AP classes in music. We also have a wide variety of organizations and clubs for our students. Our student life is really robust, and students have a good time and really learn those leadership skills through our societies and organizations. We have National Honor Society and Junior National Honor Society in dance and music. We have film club. We have thespians that they just won a whole bunch of state thespian awards. And we have student council, and we have yearbook. Also, our students wear uniforms, and every Friday they wear their spirit wear, their FWAFA shirt, and their jeans. And we have some signature practices that I'm really proud of that I want to talk to you about. I think just as important, hand in hand with fine arts and academics, is school culture and climate. And our school culture is something that I'm very proud of. Our kids want to be at school. They want to do their best. You can just see that they're thriving and loving learning in their fine arts and the collaboration that goes into their academics. We have a lot of social emotional learning. It's one of our tenets. We use the tribes agreements, so attentive listening, appreciations and no put downs, mutual respect, and right to pass. So that's one of our signature practices. Another signature practice is our morning assembly. So every morning, all of our students, grades 3 through 12, join together in our auditorium, and we have like a kickoff pep rally, set our intentions for the day. And it's really fun. It's led by our older students. And I think it's a special time because our younger students can see themselves as a performer or a technician or just a lover of the arts someday. It like gives them something to aspire to. And it also gives our older students a sense of purpose. They are the role models, they are the trailblazers, the trendsetters, and they are setting that example for our younger students. So it's awesome to see them all together in that space every morning. I've already said it several times, but arts integration and hands-on project-based instruction are one of the cornerstones of what we do. We also love to have fun. We kick off the year with a Howdy Week. This week, we've been celebrating Homecoming Week. So we have all kinds of dress up days. We have things called doodahs. Doodahs are when our older students throw like parties, celebrations for our younger students after school. They show movies and play games and things like that. We have carnivals. We have Kindness Week. We have all sorts of things. And I would be remiss if I did not talk about our amazing PTSO. Our PTSO does so much for our school and students. And I think that's another one of the just great things about our school is the community. So I've talked enough. Let's take a sneak peek to see our school in action. I always say that seeing is believing. And in this video, you're going to see the great instruction that's going on at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, as well as you'll get to see the different fine arts spaces and the studio spaces. So after this video, we're going to start our question and answer section of the night. So as those questions are starting to bubble up and come to your mind, you can start entering those in the comments. So without any further ado, let's take a look behind the scenes at FWAFA.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jennifer Jackson, and I'm the very proud principal of Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. Just a little bit about us, we serve grades 3 through 12, and we offer 4 fine arts areas. We have choir, dance, theater, and visual arts. I'm excited that you're joining me today on this video campus tour. You're going to see some behind the scenes action and a sneak peek at our 3rd grade academic classrooms and our 3rd grade fine arts classrooms, as well as some middle school classrooms and our high school academic classes, as well as our high school auditions and premier performing groups. We offer a rigorous academic curriculum. We have pre-AP classes starting in middle school and AP classes in high school. And we have 650 students in those grades 3 through 12. And we're rated a high B by the Texas Education Agency. So like I said, I'm excited that you're with me today, and let's get started. So starting in 7th grade, there are 3 different pathways that students can follow if they're interested in theater. We have our traditional theater pathway, we have musical theater, and then we have technical theater. Technical theater is all of the behind the scenes things like costuming, set design, lighting, and sound. So we're going to take a look at our behind the scenes lighting and sound board. So here we are in our lighting and sound booth. Our tech theater students spend their class time back here learning about lighting and sound design. So I'm joined here by two of our tech theater students who actually started their FWAFA journeys in different arts areas. We have Trey, who started as a Texas Boys Choir person, and we have Shelby, who joined us in just our foundational theater classes, and now they're working behind the scenes. Trey, so tell me what got you interested in tech theater.
So what got me interested in tech theater was a past teacher. He kind of like brought me in and was like, this is the soundboard. This was way before we had Midas, our new and improved soundboard. We were still working with our old one, but I really enjoyed doing it before and I kind of just stuck to it right throughout high school.
Awesome. So I'm standing outside of Studio B, and this is where we have third grade dance. Joined here with Miss Irvin. She is one of our fabulous art teachers, and we are here with our high school drawing class.
And here we have Emma, Paola, and Isabel, and we've been studying perspective drawing, and now they are taking what they've learned and creating it on the wall, thinking about installation art and changing a space with art.
Our elementary students enjoy 3 fine arts a day. So this is our third graders in action. They are learning about Roman theater, and they're making their mask. Is run by the Texas Center for Arts plus Academics. So not only do we have phenomenal fine arts, but we have absolutely outstanding academics. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek into one of our middle school social studies classes taught by the extraordinary Mr. Zamora. Academy of Fine Arts, we are making magic every day. I am in the 3rd grade hallway, and we're about to see Miss Wiggins' 3rd graders, and she's introducing the 3rd graders to a new friend named Poppy. Another one of our studio spaces, and another one of our audition groups in high school, the Academy Musical Theater Company.
I'll start a little bit this way. Okay. Butterfly. Okay. Spring.
1, 2, 3, season.
Nice! Try that 3 times? Yeah. Okay, so let's try to beat it.
I'm Darla Jones, and I am in charge of costuming for all of our theatrical productions and even some of our ballet productions and wherever we need costumes. This is Maya Mikowski, and she is one of my costuming students. As you can see, we are in the middle of all kinds of costumes, and we have everything from military to period clothing to modern day clothing and all points in between. Maya's going to tell you just a little bit about some of the costumes that we have modified or created throughout the years. So what's the first one, Maya?
All right, so this one was Adelaide's costume last year for Guys and Dolls, our musical of last year. And we modified it by just adding a bunch of pearls and gems to it because her character's a little extra. So obviously we added a little bit of flair to her dress. And then this is one of our mission coats from Guys and Dolls as well. And it sort of is just a plain red chef jacket. So we've added all these buttons and different ribbon accents on the side. And we did these to about 10 of them. So there's quite a lot of those in here.
What's really amazing is that Maya got to design last year. Talk a minute about what you designed for Guys and Dolls.
Oh yeah, so for Guys and Dolls, we had, well, a lot of costumes for Guys and Dolls, so we all really split it up. But I mostly worked on the, I completely forgot, the Hot Box Girl costumes and the Take Back Your Mink costume. So I got to design all the hats for that. And we did renderings and sketched it out, and we bought old swimsuits and converted them into dresses, and it was just a really fun time.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we do, and we love it.
Very cool. That's very cool.
So this is Dr. Art's class. She is teaching a 3rd grade art lesson, and the inspiration is Vincent van Gogh, and they're learning about warm colors. And this is one of our high school acting classes. We have several audition groups at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts, and this is one of them. This is our Academy Dance Company, and they are our high school students who have auditioned to be in our premier dance company. Premier auditioned choirs at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. In addition to Texas Boys Choir and the Singing Girls of Texas, we also have the Children's Choir of Texas. And here's a sneak peek at them hard at work today.
That's
us to sing something pretty for you?
Sure.
I think the camera coming, so
How many parts are we doing?
we're doing four. Four parts.
And then down. No, it's just, yeah, we're only going to the, yeah. So, ready?
Oh, yeah, sorry. 1, 2, and ready.
Okay, so now we are at Dr. Pullman's classroom. He teaches biology and chemistry and AP chemistry, and he is one of our remarkable teachers. He's a published author, he's an artist himself, and he's one of our students' favorites.
What a joyful place. I absolutely love seeing our kids in action. So we're getting to the part of the program where we're going to have time for questions and answers. So if you have some questions coming to your mind, now is the time to enter them in the chat or the comments. But before we do that, I wanted to provide like an overview of the audition process. So our students in grades 3 through 6 audition in 2 fine arts areas. So it's choral music, theater, dance, or visual arts. Our grades 7 and 8 students audition in their choice of 1 or 2 fine arts areas, and we look at the higher score. Then our 9 through 12, they audition in 1 art area, and those areas include choral music, dance, theater, musical theater, and visual art. So all of the materials and all of the information is on our website under the Apply tab. The auditions this year are online. So what will happen is on your audition date, once you've turned in your application, and applications are available now, our open enrollment period started yesterday. And once you turn in your application, you will be contacted with your audition date. And on that date, you will be given an allotted amount of time, and you'll watch, or your student will watch, an instructional video that will lead them through the audition process. So in dance, our grades 3 through 6 students will learn and perform a ballet and a jazz sequence. In grades 7 through 12, they learn and perform a ballet, a jazz, and a modern contemporary jazz sequence. And then in 9 through 12, they do all of those things, the ballet, the jazz, the modern, and then they also perform a self-choreographed solo. Our visual artists in grades 3 through 12 create a still life that's looking for their technical skill. And then they also draw to a prompt around a universal theme. Then our 7th through 12th graders also present a portfolio of work showing the body of their work. In theater, our grades 3 through 12 students prepare a monologue and participate in improvisational games and activities. And then our 7th through 12th graders also participate in a cold reading. Then our musical theater kids in grades 8 through 12, they do the monologue, they do a dance sequence, and they have a 32-bar song from a musical that they sing. That's their audition process. Our choir students in grades 3 through 6 sing a prepared song and participate in guided exercises. And then our 7th through 12th graders prepare a song, they participate in some music literacy activities, and they do some sight reading. So all that sounds like a lot, but we have this coming Saturday on the 16th, an audition workshop. So your student can work with an audition coach that will lead them through all the ins and the outs of the audition process so that they have a really clear understanding of what the expectation is so that they can really do their best. And like I said, it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. It's on our website and it's really explained in very specific ways. And then on your audition day and time, you are emailed a video that you'll watch the video, and it will also lead you through the steps, step by step. Okay, so that's the audition process. So let's open up the floor here to questions. So one of the questions is, can you please talk more about elements of arts in the academics? Absolutely. So let me give you some examples of some things that I have seen lately. So one of the things that stands out in my mind is in reading class or English class, where they take their piece of literature, their novel that they're reading, or their short story, and they do what's called a reader's theater. And that's where they dramatize that selection of text, and they create those characters, and they put those characters to life and block it and stage it and that kind of thing. Something else that I have seen in 8th grade social studies is our students have been studying the American Revolution, and they had an assignment where they were to become somebody, like a farmer or a soldier or a merchant in the American Revolution, and then rewrite one of the stories of the American Revolution. Those were some brilliant stories that I got to read in all the different perspectives. In algebra class, they designed the inside and the outside of a haunted house. And then they had to completely figure out like how much it was going to cost and how many people were going to come and the supplies that they needed. And it was a really cool big art project integrated into financial literacy embedded into algebra. Then I've also seen a debate about Jack and the Beanstalk. And we had lawyers and we had prosecutors and defendants and all kinds of great things going on about Jack and the Beanstalk. Our summer reading is available on our website. You can take a look at that, but that had an arts integration element to it where students read whatever they wanted to read. They were invited to choose a book that really interested them. And then they were given a quote, each grade level, a different quote. And then they created some kind of piece of art, a sculpture, a drawing, a song, a dance, all kinds of different things tying that quote to their novel. So lots of higher order thinking there, lots of making connections, and then producing some sort of piece of creative material along with that. So those are just some ideas about how the arts are integrated into our academics. Here's another question. What performance opportunities do the elementary level students get to participate in? Great question. So in all the different fine arts areas, there is some kind of culminating performance in the fall semester and in the spring semester. So that might look like a play, it might look like classroom work, it might look like a concert in a choir or dance. It might look like the Monster Art Show. That is one of my favorite things. The Monster Art Show is where our third graders create a monster, and then our high school students take that drawing as their muse, as their inspiration, and then they create either a 2D or a 3D work of art. And we have our gallery space and our down our halls all covered in these amazing third grade work that is top notch, and then our high school work next to it. So that's really fun too. So our visual arts also take part in those kind of culminating projects throughout the year. So lots of things to do for our littles as well as for our bigs. There's another question. Can you talk about musical theater in particular versus theater generally? How does it fit in the overall scheme? So musical theater is one of our tracks inside of theater. So students, we have a wide variety of just theater classes, but then they can start specializing more in musical theater. Our students don't have to just be in one track. That's also something that I think is really cool about FWAFA. So our students can take a choir class and they can take a dance class. Like they don't have to just take a whole string of dance classes. So I think that's where we see a lot of our musical theater kids evolve from, having a love of singing and having a love of acting or having a love of dancing. And so they really fit nicely into that musical theater track. So in theater, we also have technical theater. We have state-of-the-art audio equipment. It's this industry standard for theaters, community theaters and theaters around the nation. So our students get to learn on something that they would actually use in that profession. And last year for Brighton Beach, our students built a 2-story house on our stage. So that was pretty cool. So I've gotten off track. So musical theater is one of our tracks within theater that students can choose. Can you please talk more about history classes? So our history classes are taught by some of our greatest teachers. They do lots of fun things in our history classes. Our 7th graders take Texas history. Our 8th graders take American history. We offer world geography and world history. We have AP classes in history. So lots of fun stuff going on in history. Another question is about our morning assembly in light of our schedule. So, you saw like that clip from Welcome to the 60s. We've kind of reimagined lots of different things this school year, wanting to preserve our tradition and our signature practices. So we have just moved our assembly to an online format. So every morning, everybody logs into Zoom. It's still run by our big high schoolers, and they still involve our littles. So we're all together in the morning, every morning, just virtually. Is 6th grade a part of elementary or middle? That's a great question. At FWAFA, the 6th graders are part of our elementary school, and they rotate on the same schedule as our elementary, meaning they go to all 4 arts areas. Do you plan on growing student numbers or keeping the classroom numbers small? And then that kind of goes hand in hand with, are you able to provide information on the number of new students being accepted for 2021? Those kind of go hand in hand. So like I said, after the first video, one of the things I love is the small family feel. Our classes range from about 18 to about 24 in our academics. In our highly specialized arts classes, there can be 10 to 12. And then of course, our choir classes, we can have upwards of 40. So it kind of just depends on the class. But we do, have those nice kind of classes where students can be individuals and have a voice, and also be the focus for our teachers and our staff. As far as our numbers for 2021 goes, that's always kind of like a variable, right? It just depends on how many seats are available that particular year in that particular grade level. So that's always kind of a moving target. Are foreign languages offered? Yes, that is a great question. I totally kind of skipped over that part of our academics, but I'd like to revisit that. So thank you for the question. Let's go back to 7th grade. So in 7th grade, our students take humanities and they take PE, and then they take 2 fine arts in addition to their 4 core. Then in 8th grade, that is where foreign language starts, and we offer Spanish and French. And I'm really excited that we're going to be offering American Sign Language next year. So that is when the foreign language credits start, is in 8th grade. Our 8th graders also take Principles of Information Technology. That's where we start also accelerating math. So our 8th graders can take algebra, another high school credit, and then they also choose 2 fine arts. So great question about foreign language. After school care. Our after school care is provided by Clayton After School. You can look them up on the internet. It's claytonyouth.org. And we house our after school program over at Texas School of the Arts. So every afternoon we load those kiddos up into a van and they drive over to Tessa and they have their after school program. So we do offer that. Are there any full-length performances that we can watch right now? Yes, right now, until tomorrow, you can see Reimagine. It is our dance company and our dance company trainees concert. I don't have words for what that performance is. It was absolutely spellbinding. It broke the barriers of complexity and sophistication and beauty and artistry. And you can get tickets on our website at artsacademics.org/live. One of the great things that I think, if you could say anything great came out of this pandemic, I cannot say that, but is our fine arts chairs and our artistic directors really took it as an opportunity to use that word reimagine, and to reimagine what our performing and visual arts could be under the constraints and boundaries of staying safe in a pandemic. And I think you see that in all of the performances that we've had this year, and you can catch it right now in Reimagine. It's an absolutely beautiful body of work. We have 17 dance seniors, and you can just see the like I said, the depth and the complexity and the sophistication of what they're able to do from the education that they're exposed to. I could go all night talking about our performances, but yes, don't miss out on Reimagine. Do the various tracks engage in collaborative projects? Also, do tracks move in pods or cohorts? So I think where the collaboration happens is that students don't have to stay in one fine arts track. So you can be interested in dance, and you can also be interested in theater. And so those same students are working in those different areas. So I think that's where you're going to see that collaboration emerge, and then they do not move in pods or cohorts necessarily, because they do have that choice in their different fine arts. Our student to teacher ratio in elementary, right now it's probably 1 to 18, 1 to 19 in some grade levels. Does every class have a class pet? I guess you're talking about Poppy. That's in Miss Wiggins' room. Are you able to take both musical theater and theater as a high schooler? Yes. Yes. So that's what we've talked about, is you can choose the different fine arts electives that you want to take. Boys to girls ratio is one of the questions. We're about 40% boys and 60% girls. What does it mean to graduate with distinguished honors? So distinguished honors is the highest diploma that students in Texas can earn. And it means that they have taken a certain number of years and a certain number of classes. So they've had 4 years of English, they've had 4 years of math, they've had foreign language, and there's some other intricacies to that diploma. But it means that out of all the different diplomas that Texas offers, like the basic, that sort of thing, ours graduate on that top one. It sounds like costume design is something the students explore. Is that class offered? Yes. Our technical theater track is amazing. We have an amazing staff in our technical theater. I think we have something like 2,000 costumes in our school. They are absolutely incredible. So yes, our students take costuming, they take design, we have advanced design, we have set design, light design. So all kinds of fun, interesting electives to take in the technical theater track. There's another question about how are new students onboarded with their peers. And then with many students being together throughout their academy career, how do new students assimilate? So I think that really speaks to our culture and our school, our school life, our school culture, as well as one of those signature practices that I talked about with our tribes. So one of our signature practices is community circles. So students engage in those where they really get to know each other. They create a real classroom community and an environment of trust. I think that our classes are small and our students do travel around with one another, that they get to know each other and they become fast friends. I think there's also a lot of opportunity for those kinds of things to happen in our morning assembly and things like that. So I think they become fast friends pretty quickly, especially, the arts lend themselves to that kind of thing, just collaborating and discussing and problem solving. Really breaks down those barriers and allows students to create those lasting bonds with each other. Let's see, names of past productions, and do the grades mix in productions? Can you please provide an overview? So last year was Guys and Dolls in Brighton Beach. They've done Spelling Bee just in the recent past. The grades do mix in productions. When we get to high school, the classes, the fine arts classes are mixed in their grade levels. Let's see, the other one is what GPA do you have to have in order to get accepted? That is a great question. So our acceptance is based on audition only. So we're just looking for those things that are in the rubrics on the website. So when I talked about the different processes of the auditions a minute ago, like that's all that the adjudicators are looking at. So you can come to us with any GPA. We're just looking for what I like to call those children of promise, those that have that proclivity and that interest in the arts. Are there dual credit opportunities for high school students? Yes. Ketty Van Dyke is our high school counselor extraordinaire. And if you have specific questions about dual credit, she can answer those. But we have many students who fulfill their core content through dual credit. So like English or, things like that. So Miss Van Dyke is the one to talk to. Her email is on our website. So here's a great question. What is a general overview of your student diversity and demographics? That's one thing that I just absolutely love about our school. It's a great mix of everybody. It's a very inclusive space where everybody has a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose there and a voice that is heard. So we just have a good mix, a good balanced mix of all kinds of people at our school. Advanced academics. So all of our classes are considered college preparatory and advanced. Our advanced placement classes that are endorsed by the College Board start as early as 9th grade. There's a question about student culture. Like I said before, we have kiddos who just love to come to school. I think you can see from the videos that we showed that that they love what they do and they love the arts. And you can see that they do a lot of collaboration together and things like that. So we have lots of fun in our fine arts. We work hard in our academics. And then we have lots of extracurricular and outside things to keep everybody busy. How far away do students live from campus? So on our website is a list of all of the school districts that are eligible for admission. I know that we have kiddos that live in all kinds of places in the Metroplex and they drive in. We are definitely a commuter school. You will see that right before 8 o'clock every morning with everybody rushing in. So really it's a wide variety of geographical areas and locations within our Metroplex. So here's another question. My daughter's interested in both theater and musical theater. For which should she audition? Another great question. When you're in a situation like that, I would really study the audition guidelines and materials that are on the website and look at those and consider where the most of your strengths lie and where you can demonstrate your greatest proficiency. So I think that's a very individualized decision and something that you should talk over, with your family and after you've read the audition requirements. Our music program is all choral music. So here's a question. Can you explain how special education is handled at the elementary level? So we are a public school. I didn't really talk much about it, but our students take the STAR test. We're like any public independent school district. So just like a public school, we handle special education the same way. We start off with response to intervention, where we offer tier 1 instruction, which is just great instruction to everyone. And then when we have students who are maybe not as successful as we know they could be, we offer tier 2 instruction and provide those interventions and targeted instruction in the classroom. And we use data to help us diagnose and to, fine tune that instruction for to individualize things for kids. And then if we see the need to have them evaluated, then we have them evaluated so that we can really provide the special education services that we need to. So it's just like any other public school. Here's another one. Do certain classes or performance groups require additional audition after admission to FWAFA? Yes. So we have lots of different auditioned ensembles. So once you are admitted into FWAFA, there's a whole variety of advanced ensembles that you can join. We have Academy Dance Company for our high schoolers, Academy Dance Company trainees for our younger kids. We have musical theater, we have advanced theater, we have Singing Girls of Texas, amazing, Texas Boys Choir, amazing, all kinds of things like that. So yes, I have different auditioned ensembled groups. We do, one thing I failed to mention is we do offer choral music during the day, but we have amazing conservatories after school and in the summer where we offer piano and flute. We also offer piano during the day in our high school classes. So I think that is all the questions that we have this evening. If you think of anything, you can always still put it in the comments and we will respond. I want to invite you once again to the audition workshop that is happening on Saturday. Grades 3 through 6, I believe, is at 9 o'clock, and then 7 through 12 is at 10:30. I also want to invite you to a real life in-person campus tour. Those are every Friday at 9 o'clock. You can visit our website to RSVP to let us know that you're coming and we'll be ready. So I invite you to that. And I also invite you to apply. We would love to see your face in our classrooms. So if you have any other additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I hope you have a great night. Thank you. Bye-bye.